Walker Buehler, who once reigned as the Dodgers' ace and was the pitcher to win the World Series last year, was transferred to the Red Sox as a free agent, but today, August 30th, Japan time, the Red Sox made a surprise hire of Walker Buehler, which can be considered a consolation prize. Normally, the team would designate him as a designated free agent and then search for a new team, but this time they skipped that and released him immediately. The reasons for this are reported to be a combination of his track record and a desire to give him another chance, as he will be eligible to play in the postseason if he signs with a new team by September 1st. Given this background, some Dodgers-focused media outlets are reporting that a return to the Dodgers is becoming a reality. Shohei Ohtani, who was born in the same year as Neil Ella Trochetto, has undergone 2 Tommy John surgeries and shared his rehabilitation with him. Walker Buehler seems to have strong feelings for Shohei Ohtani, especially for his return to pitching this year and his brilliant comeback as a two-way player. "I hope I can fight alongside Shohei Ohtani." Read on to learn more about the friendship that exists between them and the tears that can't be expressed without a second chance. Walker Buehler joined the Dodgers in the first round of the 2015 draft. He underwent Tommy John surgery immediately after signing and made his major league debut in September 2017. He started in 23 games as a starter in 2018 before developing the disease. He posted an ERA of 2.62 and was highly anticipated as a candidate to succeed Kuwait as the ace of the era. In particular, in the 2019 season, which saw him make his All-Star debut, he pitched in 32 games as a pillar of the starting rotation, winning 14 games with an ERA of 3.26 and striking out 215 batters. In the postseason, he pitched poorly, allowing only 1 run in 12.1 innings and giving up an ERA of 0.71. The 2020 season was shortened due to the pandemic, and although it was a favorable schedule with only 60 games, Dawes won the World Series for the first time in 32 years. In the postseason, he showed off his skills as a pillar of the starting lineup alongside the Kano Award-winning pitcher, and the young UA confidently entrusted with a large unit has become a figure that can be said to be the future of the Dodgers. Furthermore, in 2021, he made his second All-Star appearance, recorded career-high numbers of 16 wins and a 2.47 ERA, and finished 4th in the voting for the Most Outstanding Player award, solidifying his position as a representative investment in the league. In 2022, he served as the opening pitcher for the first time in the series, and started off well, winning the Kano Award in April, but in June he was forced to leave the mound early due to discomfort in his right elbow. He then underwent a second Tommy John surgery. Then, in May of last year, 2024, he returned after about 700 days. However, reality was not so kind. Even after his return, he was not able to fully recover from a 9th-place finish and his ERA remained high. And in June he was forced to leave the lineup again due to inflammation in his right hip, so he was unable to have the season he had hoped for. As a result, he had 1 win and 6 losses in the regular season. Despite posting a 5.38 ERA and a penalty, he was a standout in the postseason, especially in Game 5 of the World Series, where he took the mound on the same day and pitched the final inning without allowing a run, resulting in a tiebreaker. Overcoming 2 surgeries, he regained his competitive form with the team and led the team to a tiebreaker in the World Series, warming the hearts of many Dodgers fans. It is not easy for a player who underwent Tommy John surgery to make a full recovery as an ace. Nevertheless, he worked hard on his rehabilitation and continued on without giving up on his baseball career. There he found Shohei Ohtani, a player of the same generation who shared the pain and suffering but looked forward. It is also symbolic that Shohei Ohtani was the one who hit the leadoff home run in his first game in about 7 days last year. Pitcher Walker Buehler and Shohei Ohtani. Both born in 1994, they have both had a special presence in the major leagues, but have each walked a difficult path. What do you think? Shohei Ohtani, who continues to amaze the world with his unique style of two-way play, and Walker Buehler, who has overcome injuries and shined as a member of the major league team, have crossed paths many times, and each time their bond has deepened. In the offseason of 2023, when Shohei Ohtani decided to join the Dodgers with a 10-year, $700 million contract, the largest in history, Walker Buehler was the one player who recognized his value more than anyone else and showed a look of satisfaction. On a podcast, he said that he was initially worth $35 million, and that he was worth $35 million as a hitter. He is the most special person in this sport. He asserted that it would not be surprising if they were worth $70 million. And Walker Buehler, who officially became a teammate of Shohei Ohtani in spring training in the spring of 2024, said that he would rather be on his side than playing against him. He said with a smile that if he were to step up to the plate, he would definitely be crushed. Despite having played against Shohei Ohtani in the past, he went so far as to say that he has no memory of getting an out from him because he understands the fear of a powerful hitter better than anyone else. Also, in May, when pitcher Walker Buehler returned to the mound as a starting pitcher for the first time in about 700 days, Shohei Ohtani hit a home run that night, and after the game, he jokingly told him that he is the best player and that it is only natural that he earns more than anyone else who has played in this game, and that he continues to prove why. Furthermore, when Shohei Ohtani was undergoing rehabilitation, Ryu said that Shohei is still in rehabilitation, but that he is also a great pitcher, so he asks him about things like how to grip a splitter. He said that he knows it is not easy to imitate him, but that he wants to learn as much as he can from him. In an interview before the World Series, Ryu also talked about Shohei as the best baseball player in the world and that having him around relieves the pressure on the other players, and spoke about the great influence he has on the entire team. He also said that Shohei Ohtani's presence helped him when he himself was pitching erratically. He also spoke about his great personality in the clubhouse. Even when he was unable to pitch for a period due to injury, the impact he had on his teammates was immeasurable. Perhaps Buehler, who had experienced the same upbringing and witnessed it up close, felt a deeper connection to the situation. Then, in the 2024 offseason after winning the World Series, Walker Buehler became a free agent, and the Dodgers did not offer him a qualifying offer, and despite interest from multiple teams on the market, he ended up joining the Red Sox. The contract was for 1 year, $2.15 million plus performance bonuses. It was the same amount as the qualifying offer that the Dodgers had decided not to make. This could be seen as the team's bet on Walker Buehler's ability to compete in the postseason. The Red Sox also needed an experienced starting pitcher to support their young talent pool, and Walker Buehler carried that expectation with him when he moved to Boston. In the 2025 season, Walker Buehler joined the rotation from the start of the season and was given a total of 22 starts, but the results were disappointing. With a 7-7 record and an ERA of 5.45, he had a fastball that was close to 98 miles per hour, but his lack of pitching and quickness were noticeable, and he was often easily bounced back by batters. His strikeout rate also dropped significantly compared to his prime, and he had not regained the ability to dominate games. And so the Red Sox made a new decision. On August 22, they reassigned Walker Buehler to the bullpen. However, the team was in the midst of a playoff race and the results were not good, and with injuries to starting pitchers and a new starting pitcher needed in the final stages of the season when each inning counts, the Red Sox decided to waive Walker Buehler today, August 30th. Normally, they would have designated for assignment and then searched for a new player, but the Red Sox opted for an immediate release. This was a sympathetic gesture, and CBO Greg Breslow respected the kind of player he was and what he had accomplished so far. He felt it was the fairest way to handle him at this point. He said it was a really difficult decision for the team. This decision, which was called a basic hire by the media, also showed the severity of the position Walker Buehler was in. The former World Series pitcher, who was supposed to have been recruited from afar for $2.15 million, lost his place towards the end of the season and had to look for a minimum year re-signing or a minor league contract. The reality was too cruel. Even so, not all of Walker Buehler's reputation has been lost. CBO Greg Breslow went out his way to say that he still has a purpose, and there are also voices from scouts from other teams saying that he could be effective in short innings. This surprise hire left American fans who remember his glory days with the Dodgers feeling frustrated that he had fallen so far, but at the same time it left them with hope that he could do it again. The first topic of conversation was whether or not he would return to the Dodgers. From his debut in 2017 until the 2024 World Series, Walker Buehler continued to stand on the mound as a member of the Dodgers and brought the team numerous victories. What is deeply etched in the memories of fans is the way he stepped up his game at crucial moments and the glory of being a pitcher who waited for the middle pitch at the end. With such a man now free at the end of the season, there was naturally talk of the possibility of him returning to Los Angeles. The local media was quick to react. The Dodgers a media outlet specializing in the Dodgers, suggested that the former Dodger hero had struggled in his new home, going from starter to reliever, and then being released. He may return, suggesting that the Dodgers might acquire him in time for the postseason. On the other hand, Dodger Nation took a more cautious approach, pointing out that while the circumstances do not make it impossible for him to return, it is unlikely that he will be given any postseason innings as long as the Oilers lineup remains healthy. Either way, there is no doubt that the deadline for him to sign by September 1st, which would make him eligible for the postseason, has accelerated the discussion of his return. The debate was also divided among fans. Some were calm, saying that the Dodgers don't need him and that there is no room in the current rotation, while others argued that they should keep him on a minor league contract, even for at least 1 year. There were also many realistic opinions that he might have a chance as a reliever. Some people said he was a pitcher who was promoted to the same level. There were also passionate comments from fans who wanted to let him pitch for the Dodgers again, and social media and message boards were abuzz with both opinions for and against. However, it is also true that he is still regarded as a man who shows his evolution in the postseason. Isn't it worth taking a chance on the possibility of temporarily regaining his brilliance in a short-term battle? It is only natural that there are people who think this way. And in this discussion of his return, the existence of Shohei Ohtani cannot be ignored. They were both born in 1994, and both have undergone 2 Tommy John surgeries. Before the Dodgers vs. Dodgers game in July of this year, the Dodgers presented Puller with a championship ring, and Shohei Ohtani also showed up to congratulate him. The sight of Shohei Ohtani hugging Puller encapsulated the days of rehabilitation the two spent together, as well as the bond they shared as fellow players born in 1994. In a later interview, the pitcher frankly stated that although Shohei Ohtani has had his ups and downs, he himself is still in the top tier because of the existence of an athlete of his caliber. He also commented that he hopes to one day fight alongside Shohei, who has made a comeback as an investment. Will those words come true, or will they remain a fantasy? With the September 1st deadline approaching, baseball fans continue to focus on the fate of the former top-ranked pitcher. He hopes to fight alongside Shohei, who has made a comeback. Those words are filled with respect and friendship for Ohtani, who was born in the same year, 1994, and has recovered from 2 Tommy John surgeries. The days when they vowed to work up a sweat together at the rehabilitation facility, the special feelings he felt the moment Shohei Ohtani hit a home run in his comeback appearance in 2024, and the offer he made when asked to hold a championship ring at Fenway Park in 2025. These memories are sure to continue to support Buehler's heart. The role that players who signed by September 1st, when they return to the Dodgers, can play in the postseason leaves a glimmer of hope. And among fans, there are still voices saying that they should sign him, even if it means at least 1 year, and that he has potential as a reliever. Behind this lies the fact that Ruller is more than just a pitcher. He was expected to be the Dodgers' new ace, but after being sidelined by injury, he was etched in the team's history as a promotional investment twice. For fans who know how he emerged from surgery, Ruller's story is one that makes them want to see it again. If that unit were to once again stand shoulder to shoulder with Shohei Ohtani on the Dodgers, it would not be just a reinforcement of the team's strength, but would remain in people's memories as a dramatic event. Shohei Ohtani made a comeback in 2025. In addition to his fastball, which tops out at 160 km/h, he also showed off his skillful side with curveballs, splitters, sliders, sweepers, and sinkers, and won a brilliant victory. We once again witnessed the miracle of the two-way player. If pitcher Buehler, who has overcome the same hardships, were to stand next to him, of course there is no guarantee that it would come true. However, what is important is that Ruller himself is still dreaming. Because of Buehler's existence, he himself cannot give up. As long as he believes that, the challenge will not end. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. Thank you for watching this video again.